back to the vlog, guys. I am about to head out to the library and go return my current books that I actually did not read, truthfully, because I just felt it was something that I wasn't going to be able to get into. So I was like, I much rather return it and pick up something that I'm actually interested in. So we're going to be going to the library today. Also really excited because the last time I went to this library, I could not get a card there because I didn't have my card from the parish that I live in, and they had really good books from really good authors. I was so bummed that I couldn't get a card that day, but I have my card now, so we're going back. I'm thinking that the vibes of this vlog is going to be just a very cutie mood reading vlog. I've been seeing so many videos of those and I honestly love them. And I feel as if mood reading is kind of something that I've been doing all along unintentionally, but I just feel all of the spring whimsical vibes. I feel like that is the vibe that I'm going for within the books that I pick out today. Also, I had to dress accordingly, so I feel like it was kind of cute dressing the kind of books that I want to find today. So let me show you guys my outfit. This is the outfit. A girl finally got her a belt for these dream-like thrifted jeans, and I just have a little brown tank, and then this is the star of the show. I don't know if you can see it, but it has little flowers and it's literally the cutest thing ever. Okay, I'm gonna grab my purse and we're gonna get going because I'm also going to be picking up my sister because we're going to do some little prom dress shopping today at some little local thrift stores. So that is gonna be fun, and I'm gonna take you all along. So let's go. Saturday. Let's be expecting heavy thunderstorms today, possible tornadoes, so we're just having a little cozy day at home. I'm gonna make some breakfast, and I'm also going to kind of break my no matcha streak now by trying some this morning. I made strawberry syrup, so we're gonna make a strawberry matcha. I have a feeling it just looks so good, and I have a feeling I'm really gonna like it. I've been wanting to try it forever, so let's make a matcha. I just know that the matcha girls would personally flame me for using an actual whisk instead of having the little matcha whisk. I don't have the actual little whisk, but it does the trick. Also, this is coming out really green, which I heard the more greener it is, the better the matcha. And this is a vanilla matcha, so it smells really good, and I'm so excited. Okay, it's been a few days since we've been to the library, and I haven't gotten into my books yet because I wanted to show you guys just what I got. So let's do a little library recap haul. I ended up getting 4 books, and I was probably in there for definitely over 30 minutes. Something about being in the library and looking for books kind of I feel like there was so many books that I was looking for, they weren't there, and I was like, okay, there's so many books in this library, so obviously I want to find some good books. So I went down so many aisles, and I was there for a minute. Okay, so let's just get into what I did get. I did get a good amount of decent books that I've never heard of, and those always turned out to be my favorite books. So okay, so the first thing is Love and Gelato. Obviously we've heard of this. I've heard good things about it. Also, there's a movie adaptation of the book, which I've heard a lot of people say it wasn't good, but I'm really excited to read this. I'm going to make this my last read because I know if I read this first, it's going to be a really good read, and I'm probably not gonna like want to get into the other one, so I'm going to read this one last, I believe. This one I am really excited about. It's called Joe and Laurie, and I think it's just maybe like a kind of like depiction of Joe and Laurie's like relationship, like more in depth, which sounds so good to me. I love Little Women so much, so I know I'm going to love this. And then the next two are some good fantasy books I'm really excited about. Okay, the first is The Intrigue of Witches, okay, so the back reads, a sparking debut for those who love cozies, romance with an edge, and magical adventures. I love all of those things, so I feel like this is going to be really interesting. I feel like I do have to take times to read something that's gonna really throw me out of like my normal reading and like comfort zone, and realize that I actually really like it. So I think this could be the book for that. And then I also got Prince of Time, which this book just looks absolutely gorgeous, and I just felt as if it was perfectly like the vibes I was going for, fairy, princess core, springy vibes. And I think this is gonna be a really good fantasy piece. Okay, I haven't decided if I wanted to start with The Prince of Time or this one. I feel I want to start with this one, so we're gonna get into this one today. Little reading update. It's been a few days since I've started this one, and I've made it a bit to halfway, so I'm going to continue doing some reading for the night. And found out that Miss Girl likes popcorn because I made popcorn, because very weird, but like I sometimes randomly forget you can just make popcorn. It's so yummy, and it's like the most perfect snack ever. So I made me some popcorn. It's been a few days in the making, but I have finished This Girl. A little sit down chat about this book. Okay, so this book was actually a really short read. It's only like 270 pages, which because of how detailed the book actually was, it didn't feel short. If you're looking for a quick little read just to get into, this book follows a secret society mystery, follows the storyline of Sydney. Actually works in DC in like a really important field in the White House, I believe. Ends up basically kind of getting laid off, and her hometown is North Carolina, where she gets invited by like kind of like a mystery situation to come back, where she is like put on this quest to find a like relic, ancient relic that's like maybe exists, maybe doesn't exist. Like at first she thought it was like definitely like a joke. What I really liked about this book, it is so unraveling, that there's so much to be discovered and to be learned, and I think that is so cool. This is the first book that I have read, honestly, that wasn't just like a complete romance book, and so I feel like that portal that just opened within your mind of just like seeing like different like universes and creative spaces within reading is so cool. And so I feel like that was such a good book for like opening your creative space in that way. I have to say this was a very hard book to get into, because there were so many like little periods where like kind of nothing was happening in the book, and it was just like a lot of like talking scenes, or just like a lot of, like I said, nothing going on. And so honestly, for like a moment I was thinking like this is gonna be on the DNF and I want to get into something else, but I pushed myself to read it and I actually ended up really liking it. And I'm learning that like some books may take me a bit longer to get into. Doesn't mean that it's like not a good book, it's just has like more depth to the book. So that was that. Okay, so these are the 3 books that I have left on like the reading aspect, because these need to be returned to the library at a certain point, obviously. So I think I'm going to start for this one for my next read, because like I said, I'm just really in like a big fantasy like mood right now. So I think that's going to be this one. I am so excited to read this one, and I know this one is going to be something that I'm probably really just going to love. So I think I'm going to save this for last, but this is going to be our next read for the moment. One thing about me is I'm literally always trying to start a book right when I have to leave the house. I don't know why that is or like how that happens each time, but about to leave, so I have to run a few errands. Just wanted to show a little outfit. I'm feeling quite a bit like Jessie from The Parent Trap. If you know, you know. This book is in fact gonna be a DNF. I'm sorry. I think not every single book is gonna be like my cup of tea. There are gonna be things that you like and things that you don't like. I'm like skimming through this and I have no idea what they're saying. Like medieval time language. I'm not gonna be reading this book, but that only means that I get to read this one. I think by far we all know how much I've been wanting to read this book, so I'm excited. With it being spring, we have been like gardening like crazy lately, which I absolutely love. So I think me and mom are gonna do this thing where you like sprinkle a bunch of like flower seeds and just kind of see what comes out of it. I'm really excited about that. I've seen so many people do that and I was like, we have to do it, but I wasn't sure of like the results, but I'm excited. I think we're also gonna plant cucumbers. Okay, now dressed and no longer have dirt all over my hands. I thought I'd show you guys my little outfit because I feel like a little Nancy Meyers bot. Really taking advantage of these little thrifted button-ups. And then, surprise, my never worn before sweatpants that you guys have like seen me wear like every single day in every single vlog. So that is the outfit. Morning girlies, we have finished book 2. This is the fastest pace I have read a book in like, I want to say like maybe a month. Last like fast-paced book that I had read, it took me a day to read. This one took me 3 days, which was like kind of really good because normally it will take me like a week to read a book. But I read like 100 pages one day and then 100 pages the next, and then I just finished it all yesterday. This book, Joe and Laurie, it's really nothing like completely like different than the original storyline of Little Women. In the book, it says that they tried to keep it as like tied to the original storyline as much as possible. What's really cool is in this book, Joe has already written Little Women, and it's like she needs inspiration for a second book. And also in this book, it's just more in depth about Joe and Laurie, which I feel was like so beautiful and like tragic to see. And there's a twist being that Joe and Laurie like actually do end up together, which I feel like I will always have like such an like open like mind to like Joe and Laurie and then Amy and Laurie. But I feel like that was so cool being able to see like an alternative when Joe and Laurie actually were together. Since I'm already like quite familiar with like the Little Woman like storyline and everything, I feel as if this encourages me to read the original book because I've never read the original book before. So maybe that will be something that I do like in the near future as well. That's definitely something I want to knock off on my book reading list in the near future as well. But I think definitely what helped me like read it so fast paced is the fact that I love this storyline. I feel like there could be so many like versions and different adaptations to it, and I will always be sad. Like, I love the storyline of Little Women so much. Okay, so this is my last read, being because I thought this would be the one that I know I would like enjoy like the most, or be like the easiest for me to like get into, I believe. I'm gonna go on like a mini road trip, and I'm gonna bring this girl with me. Hopefully I'll get some reading done in the car. Hi guys, it's a beautiful sunny Thursday. We just have like plans to do things around the house. I did plan on going to the library because I needed to bring my books in before like the date. The date to bring them in was like tomorrow, but I'm not going to be home tomorrow. So I did need to bring those in, and I was going to like do a little extension because I did not get to finish Love and Gelato yet. And so then I found out I could do it on the phone, so I just called, and they were like, oh, they've already extended the books till May 3rd, so that's great. I have plenty of time to finish the book that I'm reading. I just ordered a little wrap from like the little restaurant that we have here, and I'm gonna have some lunch. Want to show you guys my little outfit because I do have some herbs that I want to garden today. I am in fact gonna have to change these pants because these are just way too nice for the dirt. They're gonna be filthy. But this little shirt, I feel like it's really little girl from like the 2000s. Like, I don't know, like dimmed as like the weird like nerd girl, but has like a really cool style. Secretly everybody wants to be her. Yeah, like Ramona and Beezus. I don't know, but I love this little shirt so much. It's a bit windy today, but we're still eating outside. It's so nice. I made myself a little strawberry lemonade. Like, it kind of matches my shirt. That's cute. But this strawberry lemonade literally tastes like sour candy. Like, I probably did way too much with the lemons. I have a little wrap. It's so yummy. I'm gonna eat some lunch and just enjoy being outside. I've got my little flower pots, cilantro, basil. So let's do some gardening. So hi girls, I was on the verge of about to leave my house, and I thought I might stop and give you guys a little final book review. This is the final book that I finished for this vlog. This one took me the longest because so much went down in the course of reading this book. I ended up getting COVID while reading this book, so there were like a lot of time periods where I was just like not physically in the mood to like pick up a book. So this one took me quite a bit longer. I finished her this morning, so let's have a little book chat as we do. I've heard a lot of chatting about this book, but I actually never initially knew exactly what it was about. The plot does take place where she ends up spending a summer in Tuscany, and it's not like, oh, like a peaceful, beautiful vacation. This book actually follows the storyline of her navigating life and teenhood after her mother's death, which this, I'm just realizing now that every single book that I've read in this little reading vlog that we have going on, not one of them was initially a romance book. So I'm very proud of myself for that, because every single book that I read is heavily affiliated with romance, and I'm not very good at reading books that aren't affiliated with romance, so I'm very proud of myself for this. This book is definitely a book about navigating life and grief and death. This book definitely throws a lot of like plot holes and twists, and like there's lies and then there's truths, and there's like so much going on in the book that I feel like it's kind of like impossible to get bored. I had no idea that this book followed the storyline of a teenager, but I actually ended up really liking it, and just that theme of being able to navigate life at such a young age after going through like tragedy and trauma and grief and loss. And this book isn't inherently romantic, but there is some romance in there, which I love, and I think I have to watch the movie to be able to see that like romance like come to life between Lena and Lorenzo. I don't want to spoil anything else, but it was such a good, cute, clean little quick read. So if you haven't read this, I highly recommend. I really wish I would have read this in the summer, but I'm not a huge summer girl, but I love summer books. But this book is kind of getting me excited for summer. I'm also really incredibly proud of myself because I left the library with 4 books and I actually only ended up DNFing just one, and I think definitely my favorites have to be a tie between the Joe and Laurie, which I knew I was gonna love that one, and I really love Love and Gelato. I think I was gonna say Love and Gelato was my favorite, but Joe and Laurie was just too good, and I could honestly like read it again and again. It was that good. I'm so glad I decided to read Love and Gelato last because I knew it was gonna be one of my favorites, and it indeed was.